All right, if you've ever dipped your toes into crypto trading, you know you've paid fees. It's just part of the game. But what if I told you that you have more control over them than you think? Yep, today we are going to break down a super important concept you need to know: maker versus taker fees. You know what I'm talking about, right? You look at your exchange statement and you see those little charges just chipping away at your profits. It's frustrating. But here's the thing, they aren't random at all. There's a whole system behind it, and once you get it, you can actually use it to save some serious cash. Believe it or not, it all comes down to one simple choice. Every single time you place an order, you're stepping into one of two roles. You're either a maker, someone who adds to the market, or you're a taker, someone who, well, takes from it. And that choice, it directly impacts the fees you end up paying.
Okay, so let's crack this crypto fee mystery wide open. The big secret here is that it's not really about what you're trading or even how much. It all comes down to how your order gets executed. That's the fundamental piece of the puzzle we need to get our heads around. First up, let's meet the market makers. Now, when you hear that term, you might think of some big, powerful institution, right? But in this world, a maker can be anyone. It can be me, it can be you. Think of them as the patient, strategic players in the game.
So, what's the most important thing to know about a maker? They add liquidity. That's the key phrase. Imagine a giant, bustling marketplace. A maker is like someone who sets up a stall, puts their goods out with a clear price tag, and waits for a customer. You're putting your crypto out there for others to buy. You are literally making a market. So the maker's path is all about patience. It's pretty straightforward, really. You place what's called a limit order. Let's say you want to sell some Bitcoin, but only if the price hits, say, $1,000 higher than it is now. You set that price, and your order just sits there. It gets added to the exchange's big list of orders, the order book, and it waits for someone to come along and match it. Simple, right? Now, why is this so important? Well, by adding all these orders to the book, makers help create a deeper, more stable market. It means there are way more options for everyone else who wants to trade. And you know who loves that? The exchanges. It makes their whole platform healthier and more efficient, which is a huge win for them. And here's where it gets good for you. This is the big reward for all that patience. Because you're helping the exchange out, because you're providing that super valuable liquidity, they give you a little thank you. And that thank you comes in the form of lower trading fees. It's awesome. In this world, patience literally pays off. All right, so that's one side of the coin. Now let's flip it over and meet the market takers. If the makers are our patient shopkeepers, you can think of the takers as the shoppers who burst into the store, know exactly what they want, and need it right now. A taker's whole deal is basically the exact opposite of a maker's. They look at that order book, see an order they like, one of those ones a maker patiently set up, and they snatch it. They take it right off the market, and in doing so, they're removing liquidity. For a taker, it is all about speed. You're not waiting around, you're not setting a future price. You're saying, give me the best price available this very second. This is usually done with what's called a market order, and it happens instantly. It's like seeing that thing you want on the shelf, grabbing it and heading straight to checkout. Boom, done. And that right there is the whole reason for being a taker. Sometimes you just need to get in or out of a position immediately. Maybe the market's moving like crazy and you just can't afford to sit around and wait for your price to be met. In those moments, speed is everything. But, and this is the important but, that convenience, that incredible speed, it comes at a price. It's a small premium, but you pay for it. The exchange charges a slightly higher fee because, remember, you're taking liquidity away from their platform, not adding to it. So what does this all boil down to? It's the ultimate trade-off, one that every single trader has to make, whether they're thinking about it or not. It's a constant balancing act between cost and speed. Okay, let's just lay it all out, side by side. It's super clear when you see it like this. Makers, they add liquidity. Usually with a limit order, it's a bit slower, but they get rewarded with lower fees. Takers, they remove liquidity. Usually with a market order, it's instant, but they pay a bit more for that speed. See? A super clear trade-off. And when you look at it visually, it's impossible to miss. The maker fee is always going to be that lower bar. That's your reward for patience. The taker fee is the higher one. That's the price you pay for speed. And look, that difference might seem like just a few cents on a single trade, but trust me, if you're trading regularly, those little bits add up to a lot of money over time. So the big question is, what do you do with this information? How do you actually use it? Well, it all comes down to matching your actions with your goals. You can now stop just blindly placing orders and start consciously choosing which role you want to play in the market. So here it is, the key takeaway, the bottom line. If your main goal is to keep your costs as low as possible and you're cool with waiting for the market to come to you, then you should aim to be a maker. But if you need to act now, if the market's on the move and you need instant execution, then you've got to be a taker. It's important to remember one isn't better than the other. They just serve totally different goals. So from now on, when you open up your trading platform, you're not just placing an order anymore. You're making a real strategic choice. Are you going to be the patient maker, carefully building the market and saving on those fees? Or are you going to be the decisive taker, seizing the moment and getting that instant trade? The choice is all yours.